Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. Now, natural gas has seen a very significant rally in the last 48 hours, but in the last 3 hours it is starting to show a little bit of a pullback. Does that mean that this was a fake rally and now we're about to see even a stronger pull and maybe test the support level around $2? That will be something we will have to wait and see. European natural gas futures signal concern about the next winter, and on the other end, G7 climate ministers drop a language on growing LNG demand in the draft. You guys know the meeting's gonna happen. Before we get into all of that, if you guys are here for the first time, you don't want to stay up to date with everything to do with natural gas, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button. While you're there, slap a like on the video for the YouTube algorithm so everyone can stay up to date with the latest info. Now, you guys know right now natural gas is seeing a strong pullback, and the major factor driving that is obviously the demand being significantly lower compared to what was expected. And on the other end, also pretty much all the storages are way more full compared to what they are normally around this time. Now, despite the short-term bearish factors and relatively low natural gas price for the nearest months, the longer dated features of Europe benchmark prices have rallied in the recent weeks, suggesting that the market is about to see European gas supply for the next winter. Now, keep in mind, if natural gas supply is not being met in terms of EU is not able to find an alternate of Russia, let's just say the next winter is going to show bigger price numbers for natural gas compared to what we saw last year. At one point we did touch the $10 mark, and let's just say if they're not able to sustain it even better, and if the war between Russia and Ukraine goes on until the end of 2023, we're going to see some crazy numbers for the price of natural gas. And seeing that China is starting to use yuan to trade LNG, which is liquefied natural gas, this is crazy because you do realize that it's going to have a huge impact on the US dollar. That will completely split two countries apart, or two nations apart, as most of the EU and the US will do their trades of LNG in the US dollar, and on the other end, Russia and China are going to do all their trades in yuan. What will that have impact on? Just remember that when Russia is trying to do any sort of trade with EU in the future, if they do decide to do so, it will be a little bit harder. On the other end, we know that the G7 is going to be holding a meeting between the 14th and the 15th of April in Japan, where they're going to talk about how they should cut down on the investment in natural gas. Now, group of 7 countries, which are one of the largest countries, we know even Canada is inside of it. As you guys can see, 15 and the 16, it will be held in Japan, and Japan is not happy with how much pollution or climate effect the natural gas has, and G7 should cut down their investment. Necessary upstream investment in LNG and natural gas should go down a little bit, and if that does happen, you guys know that will be a huge factor affecting the price. Another thing, now we look at the price. So as you guys can see, just in the last 2 hours or last 4 hours, we have seen quite volatile market. We did actually break above the support level, or actually the resistance level, close to 2.22, but after that a lot of short traders decided to put their orders, and as you guys can see, that has caused the market to drop back exactly where the consolidation zone was for the last 24 hours. Will we be using this as a support level to go back into consolidation zone, or are we going to be turning the super trend into a downtrend? Well, personally, if you ask me long term, in terms of by the end of April, I see that this uptrend is going to go into a downtrend, and we will come down close to $2 to support that zone or test it out before we are able to make a recovery. That's just my assumptions. Keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor, so make sure you guys do your own research, but that is just what I think. And from there, obviously in the long term, we're going to see the price grow up, as obviously if we know what we're talking about. If EU is not able to find an alternate, you know the demand is going to be so high, but the supply will be not being met. On the other end, natural gas price set up downward pressure is abating. Low market diversity and positive divergence as natural gas prices test the February low. Odds are rising of at least some consolidation and minor rebound, and that is the rebound that we actually saw today and also in the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, after this rebound, does that mean that we're going to keep going lower? that is a little concerning, and it will be very interesting to see what will happen in the next coming 24 to 48 hours. Now, Volpac to buy 50% of the Emergency LNG terminal. Now, if you do not know, I'm sorry for the mispronunciation, but Volpac has entered into an agreement where they will acquire 50% of the shares of the LNG terminal, which is inside of Netherlands. Now, this is a huge deal because you guys need to understand that Netherlands will be one of the largest providers of natural gas when EU will need it at the end of 2023. And as you guys can see, including the financing with the aim to reach a final investment decision by September 2023, just before EU enters their phase of winter. Another thing, US associated natural gas production will likely grow through 2050, and as you guys can see, this is what the historical has been, and this is what is being expected to go in the future. Do you guys think that this will stay tuned? Personally, I actually do agree with the statement that has been made. I feel like over time this is going to be carrying on, and this will be the benchmark where the price will be set. Over time the price will keep climbing, but it will not go as explosive as we saw due to the war between Russia and Ukraine. Now, natural gas price forecast. Price climbs 8% as the demand outlook improves as the colder weather forecast. Now, we guys know that inside of EU and also US, we know that at the end of April, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a colder weather. What sort of impact will it have on natural gas? Is obviously more natural gas demand is going to be put into place. What does that happen to the price? The price will be pumped up. But is this a short-term pump? I would agree so, because right now we do not have a long-term trade in terms of what will happen. This is a short-term move, and this rebound could mean that we might actually go even lower. So be a little bit considerate, especially if you are doing a heavy leverage trade. Be very cautious. Now, natural gas price features rose 8% in US due to the short covering, cooler weather in the lower 48 forecasted a week from now. Traders anticipate volatile with no distinct driving force to influence the price action. And finally, Qatar doubles down on the LNG energy market volatility. Now, Qatar is trying to understand how to trade natural gas or be able to trade with other countries and try to find a perfect balance between how much demand and how much supply we will be providing to make sure that the price does not fall below too low. And there are some extra gains seems unlikely. I know a lot of you guys want to see the price keep climbing, but there is just no driving force to push it up a lot. There is just nothing that causes the natural gas prices to keep climbing. In short term, yes, we're seeing some weather changes and stuff, but in the long term, we're not seeing anything. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, do want to stay up to date with everything, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. I'm out. Peace.